Hi everybody, I'm Daryl Honeberger. I'm coming to you today to show you the Rocky S2V boot. You can use these demonstration to show the following features and benefits of one of the best built boots in the business. I'm going to let the boot talk to me. First thing we do is we mention that the boot is a Berry boot. That means the boot is made in America. The Berry Amendment states if it goes on the body of the soldier or on the weapon, it must now be made in America. All right, so with that said, what I do is I do let this boot talk to me. If you grab the boot, the first thing you feel is the very predominant sole here. What I do is I flip it on the bottom and I ask the customer just to feel it. If you feel it, there's a lot of grip to it. If you feel the bottom of other boots, they're very slick, especially when wet. You get really close to this boot, you can see some rippling on the actual form. Also, you'll notice that there are no small cracks for rocks and things to get caught into. Just look at the competitors' boots and you will see they have small tread, and if you just looked at the bottom of a lot of guys' boots, they're carrying around rocks and dirt with them, making their boots heavier and wear wrong. All right, so the patented Vibram sole does not collect dirt, rocks. They all fall off pretty easily. You'll notice that the boot has tread all the way around the outside of the boot, all the way around. The next thing that you'll notice, if you look real close, is that the boot sole is actually stitched all the way around and glued as well. This is not done by many boot manufacturers just because it's too expensive. When you look a little closer, you'll notice that even the stitching on that boot is recessed all the way around so it won't get cut by walking through rocks or pallets or whatever your job may be. You'll also can show the customers that the boot is actually triple stitched all the way around, completely triple stitched. You won't find that on a lot of boots out there. The outside of this boot is flame treated, not to meet FR specifications, but they are flame treated. The inside of the boot is antimicrobial. What that means is it will not smell up the house or won't smell as bad as the other boots out there. Back to the sole, we look at the tip of the boot here. You can see these fins. That helps the person wearing them go over walls or take off from the prone position. With that said, watch how easy this boot goes in the prone position. This is not something you can do with every boot, right? Just go grab one off the shelf. You'll notice most of the boots do not go in the prone position very easily. All right, more stuff about the boot. You can see, draw their attention to the vents on the boot. And then you can tell them what I do. I tell them that this is the only boot in the business that has a water pump and has an air conditioner, and you can actually walk the boot dry in 30 to 45 minutes. In conjunction with the holes, the porting system, and what we call the airport pad, you just reach in the boot, put your finger around the sole or the footbed, pull it out, and show them first off. Let's see if we can get a good picture here. How the sole actually hugs your heel, right? So what that stops is rollout. People rolling their foot, breaking their ankle. Have the customer put their thumb right in the pad, and what you'll notice is it's very soft. Unlike a lot of boots out there that have a heel pad that's about that thin, very thin. Look at the thickness of that. Show the customer. Also show them the reinforced arch support. And now we'll show them the motor that pumps the air and water, keeping your feet cool and dry. what I do is I show the bottom of this pad, and what we tell them is that this is an airport pad, not to be confused with the airport where you land and take off of, but these are little ports, and they move air, thus the airport pad. What I do is I put my finger on the other side, finding one of the airport pads, and then I just show them that when you step down on these, they flatten out. And when you lift up, they're sucking air. On the top of the boot here, there's a little hump on the top that's unlike a lot of other boots out there that are much lower. What this does is it leaves an air pocket up there to work in conjunction with the vents to move the air around. You wear a winter sock with this boot, it is a winter boot. You wear a summer sock with the boot, it's a summer boot. Put the pad back in, roll it like this, work it into the bottom of the boot, and it's back in. Last thing I like to show on the boot is I'll loosen the laces up a little bit. I go speed laces, much faster than normal laces, help you get in, up and out of the into your job in a hurry. Next thing I like to ask is what their size is. Put the customer in the boot. Once they have the boot on their foot, let them know when you're wearing this boot, you feel that your center of gravity is not like it would be on a raised heel. You're sitting back in this boot, which if you're carrying a ruck, anything like that, a heavy load, is a lot better than hunching over on a raised boot. So the lower center of gravity, or the center of gravity is changed toward the back of the boot instead of leaning forward. So it's not on a raised heel. You're sitting down in this boot. The next thing I tell them is to go ahead and lift your heels up. Lift your toes up. By lifting your toes up, they notice that there's a lot of room up there that's not normally in another boot. This is because of the air pocket at the top of the boot, and it helps when your feet swell as well. You know, if you're just standing there, you're not going to get a lot of circulation, but you're going to have a lot more room in your toes, so your toes can swell. So, reviewing that last few things, Berry Amendment boot. Tread around the outside, glued and stitched sole, recessed stitching all around it, triple stitched all around the boot, flame treated on the outside, antimicrobial on the inside, goes into prone position very easily with fins on the front and the back to help you down mountains, help you up over hills, help you from the prone position to start off. Walk it dry in 30 to 45 minutes. It's got a water pump and air conditioning. Reach in, show them the airport pad. Let them feel the heel. Show them the grip. Stops rollout. Show them the arch support and the motor that runs it all. The airport pad. Push down on one of the airport pads. Lift up. You can obviously see it moves. Show the customers that. That is what is circulating the air from these holes, keeping your feet cool and dry. And then we end with speed laces. Flame treat on the outside, antimicrobial on the inside, speed laces. Get them on their feet, folks. Tell them how they feel. Suggest that they're sitting back in the boot, not up on a raised heel, possibly like what they're wearing at the time. A lot of these guys are wearing boots that don't go in the prone position. Just have them bend down in the prone position. They'll notice a big difference right off the bat. Thank you very much. This has been a webinar on the Rocky S2V. Look for the C4T coming up next. Thank you.